Are African leaders in danger? As leadership across Africa shifts towards prioritizing local interests over external agendas, global powers that once dominated now see this as a threat, and they want revenge. Assassination attempts are nothing now in Africa. So how can these leaders protect themselves? Let's find out. Africa's leadership landscape is as dynamic as it is challenging, shaped by historical coups, ongoing conflicts, and external geopolitical pressures. It's no surprise that some of the continent's presidents are among the most heavily protected leaders in the world. Their security is not just about armored vehicles and armed guards, but a complex web of intelligence networks, advanced technology, and military precision that ensures their survival and stability in office. Today, we will talk about the top 10 most protected presidents in Africa, uncovering the sophisticated security mechanisms each of these leaders relies on. From elite military units to extensive cyber protection, these leaders leave nothing to chance. Number 10. Mamady Doumbouya. Guinea's president, Mamady Doumbouya, made headlines in 2021 when he led a military coup that ousted longtime leader Alpha Condé. The 43-year-old former colonel of the Guinean Special Forces now faces the challenges of ruling a country that has seen multiple coups and ongoing political instability. Doumbouya, with his background in military strategy, is acutely aware of the precarious nature of leadership in a country like Guinea, where power struggles have historically been settled with arms rather than votes. Doumbouya's security infrastructure is anchored by his background in the military, and his personal security detail consists of elite soldiers from the Special Forces, many of whom served alongside him during his military career. This unit is trained in counterinsurgency operations, VIP protection, and urban combat, equipping them to protect Doumbouya against both external threats and internal political rivals. His motorcade is a formidable sight, with vehicles equipped with advanced counter-assault technology. Each SUV in his convoy is armored with explosion-resistant materials and features jamming devices that block remote explosive devices. Decoy vehicles are also part of his motorcade, a strategy designed to confuse potential attackers about the president's actual position. The convoy is often accompanied by helicopter surveillance to monitor road conditions and detect any suspicious activities from the air. His vehicles are designed to withstand heavy gunfire and even larger explosive devices, ensuring his safety under any circumstance. Doumbouya's residence is fortified with military precision, with multiple checkpoints manned by heavily armed soldiers. The presidential palace in Conakry is surrounded by barricades, motion sensors, and thermal surveillance cameras. Inside the palace, there are underground bunkers and secure rooms, ensuring that the president can retreat to safety in case of an attack or coup attempt. His security detail is not limited to physical protection. The president is also protected by a sophisticated intelligence network that monitors any potential threats within Guinea's political and military spheres. With his strong anti-corruption stance, Doumbouya has made enemies both inside and outside of Guinea, making his intelligence apparatus crucial for identifying potential coup plots or assassination attempts. The intelligence service maintains close surveillance over key political figures and military leaders, preventing any potential coup from gaining momentum. When Doumbouya travels internationally, his security detail is enhanced with additional layers of protection. His team coordinates with host countries to ensure that local security forces are aligned with his security needs, and international security consultants are often brought in to provide expertise on high-risk environments. His foreign trips are planned meticulously, with advanced teams conducting security sweeps and monitoring potential threats. Here's a reminder to please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos on Black culture, history, civilization, and identity. Let's continue now. Number 9. Yoweri Museveni. Uganda's Yoweri Museveni is one of Africa's longest-serving presidents, having held power since 1986. Over the past 37 years, Museveni has become a master of political survival, skillfully navigating both domestic and international challenges. His longevity in office has allowed him to develop a security apparatus that is one of the most sophisticated in East Africa. Museveni's Presidential Guard Brigade (PGB) is made up of soldiers who have served under him since his days as a rebel leader in the National Resistance Army (NRA). These soldiers are fiercely loyal to Museveni and are handpicked for their combat experience and loyalty. The PGB is tasked with protecting Museveni and his family at all times, and their training includes close-quarters combat, hostage rescue, and bomb disposal. His motorcade is a prime example of layered security, consisting of heavily armored SUVs surrounded by motorcycle outriders and military personnel. The vehicles are equipped with bulletproof glass, and the convoy typically includes a medical team on standby in case of an emergency. The motorcade also employs air surveillance, with drones and helicopters providing aerial support and monitoring road conditions. Museveni's security goes beyond traditional protection. His administration has developed an informal network of loyalists across the country who report suspicious activities to the government. These informants are part of an extensive intelligence system that monitors both domestic and international threats. Uganda's Internal Security Organization, ISO, and External Security Organization, ESO, work together to ensure that any potential threats to the president's safety are neutralized before they can materialize. The President's State House in Entebbe is a fortress, equipped with biometric access controls, motion sensors, and thermal imaging cameras. The compound is surrounded by multiple layers of armed security, and only trusted personnel are allowed access to the president. Museveni's personal security team includes snipers who are strategically positioned around his residence and along his travel routes to protect against any attempted attacks. When traveling abroad, Museveni's security is significantly bolstered, particularly in high-risk environments. His team coordinates with foreign intelligence agencies and employs specialized security consultants to ensure that his security detail is impenetrable even in unfamiliar settings. His motorcade in international locations includes decoy convoys and advanced electronic countermeasures to neutralize any potential threats. Number 8. Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Bola Ahmed Tinubu assumed office in May 2023, becoming Nigeria's president and inheriting a complex security apparatus in one of Africa's most populous and geopolitically significant nations. Nigeria faces a wide range of threats, from domestic terrorist groups like Boko Haram to criminal syndicates and political instability, making the president's security detail one of the most critical in Africa. The Department of State Services (DSS) is Nigeria's elite intelligence agency, responsible for protecting Tinubu and his family. His motorcade is a highly coordinated operation, consisting of armored vehicles with explosive-resistant undercarriages, bulletproof glass, and jamming systems that block remote-controlled explosive devices. The convoy is accompanied by rapid response teams, including snipers and counter-assault units, who are trained to respond swiftly to any attack. Tinubu's security is further reinforced by electronic warfare specialists who protect him from cyber attacks and digital threats. These experts monitor communications and ensure that his electronic devices are secure from hacking attempts by both domestic and foreign actors. Given Nigeria's prominence on the international stage, Tinubu's security team must remain vigilant not only against physical threats, but also against espionage and cyber attacks. His residence in Aso Villa is one of the most secure compounds in Africa. The villa is surrounded by multiple layers of security, including armed patrols, advanced surveillance cameras, and biometric checkpoints. Tinubu has access to underground bunkers and panic rooms in case of emergencies. His security detail also employs drones to monitor the perimeter and detect any unauthorized movements near the residence. Internationally, Tinubu's security is heightened when attending high-profile summits or diplomatic meetings. Nigeria collaborates with foreign governments to ensure that additional security measures are in place, including internationally trained security consultants and host nation intelligence units. During these trips, his security team often deploys counter-surveillance measures to detect any potential threats or espionage activities. In Nigeria, the political landscape is highly charged, and Tinubu's security team is constantly on high alert. The DSS employs informants throughout the country, and intelligence officers work around the clock to ensure that any political rivals or insurgent groups do not gain traction. With the ongoing threat from terrorist groups and criminal syndicates, Tinubu's security detail remains one of the most comprehensive and sophisticated in Africa. Number 7. Ibrahim Traore. At just 35 years old, Ibrahim Traore is the world's youngest president, having taken office after leading a military coup in Burkina Faso. His leadership has been shaped by his military background and his strong opposition to foreign interference in Burkina Faso's affairs. Traore's security detail reflects the high level of risk he faces, both from domestic insurgent groups and foreign intelligence agencies. Traore's personal security team is made up of elite military units, many of whom served with him during his time in the military. These soldiers are trained in desert warfare, urban combat, and counter-terrorism operations, ensuring that they can respond to a wide range of threats. His motorcade is heavily armored, with decoy vehicles and snipers positioned along his travel routes. The convoy is equipped with anti-IED devices to neutralize roadside bombs and other explosive threats. His presidential palace in Ouagadougou is fortified with motion sensors, thermal imaging cameras, and armed guards stationed at every entrance. Inside the palace, Traore has access to secure bunkers and panic rooms that are designed to withstand both physical and chemical attacks. His security detail includes cybersecurity experts who protect him from digital threats, including hacking attempts from foreign intelligence agencies. Given Traore's strong anti-colonial stance, he faces significant threats from foreign actors who seek to destabilize his government. To counter this, his intelligence apparatus monitors foreign diplomatic missions and international communications to detect any potential plots against his administration. His security team frequently changes his travel plans at the last minute and avoids announcing his whereabouts publicly, making it difficult for potential attackers to track him. Traore's strategy for ensuring his safety also includes maintaining strong alliances with local military leaders who are loyal to his government. This ensures that any coup attempts are swiftly identified and neutralized before they can gain traction. When traveling abroad, Traore's security detail is bolstered by international security consultants and foreign intelligence cooperation. His team coordinates with host countries to ensure that their security forces are aligned with his protection requirements, particularly in countries where the risk of political violence is high. Number 6. Cyril Ramaphosa. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa leads one of Africa's most powerful and economically significant nations, and as a result, his security measures are among the most advanced on the continent. Ramaphosa's Personal Protection Unit (PPU) consists of elite members of the South African police and military forces, many of whom have undergone training in counter-terrorism, bomb disposal, and VIP protection. One of the most publicized incidents involving Ramaphosa's security occurred during a diplomatic visit to Russia, where his team's weapons were confiscated at a Polish airport. This incident underscored the complexity and challenges of securing high-profile leaders during international trips. Ramaphosa's security team ensures that he is never without protection, even in hostile or unfamiliar environments. His motorcade is composed of multiple armored vehicles, including SUVs equipped with jamming technology to block remote-controlled explosive devices. The convoy is also accompanied by sniper teams and air surveillance, including drones and helicopters, which provide real-time updates on road conditions and potential threats. Ramaphosa's residence, Mahlamba and Ndlopfu, is equipped with thermal cameras, motion sensors, and drone detection technology to ensure that the perimeter is secure at all times. In addition to his physical protection, Ramaphosa's security team includes a cybersecurity division tasked with protecting the president from digital threats. Given the growing importance of cyber warfare, Ramaphosa's communications are encrypted, and his team monitors for any potential hacking attempts or espionage activities. When traveling internationally, Ramaphosa's security is significantly bolstered by advanced teams who conduct security sweeps of his destination before his arrival. These teams coordinate with local security forces to ensure that any potential threats are neutralized before they can materialize. His international travel motorcade includes decoy vehicles and electronic countermeasures to ensure that his safety is maintained at all times. Number 5. William Ruto. William Ruto, the president of Kenya, has one of the most well-established security protocols in East Africa. Since his election in 2022, Ruto has faced significant challenges, including threats from terrorist organizations like Al-Shabaab and internal political rivals. His security detail is one of the most advanced in Africa, reflecting the high level of risk associated with his position. Ruto's motorcade is a sophisticated operation, consisting of 12 armored SUVs and 15 motorcycles. His vehicle, an armored Toyota Land Cruiser, is equipped with bulletproof glass, explosion-resistant plating, and jamming devices to block remote-controlled explosives. The motorcade is accompanied by counter-assault units and sniper teams, who are positioned along the travel route to neutralize any potential threats. His presidential residence in Nairobi is one of the most secure compounds in East Africa, featuring biometric access systems, motion sensors, and surveillance cameras. Ruto's security detail includes elite soldiers from the Kenyan Defense Forces KDF and special police units, all of whom have undergone counter-terrorism training. These officers are trained in VIP protection and emergency evacuation protocols, ensuring that the president's safety is maintained at all times. Ruto's cybersecurity team is tasked with protecting him from digital threats, including hacking attempts and espionage activities. Kenya's presidential escort unit works closely with international intelligence agencies to ensure that Ruto's communications are secure, and his team is constantly on alert for any potential cyber attacks. When traveling abroad, Ruto's security is bolstered by international security consultants and foreign intelligence cooperation. His team coordinates with host countries to ensure that their security forces are aligned with his protection requirements, particularly in countries where the risk of political violence is high. Number 4. Emmerson Mnangagwa. After taking power in a military coup that ended Robert Mugabe's 30-year reign, Emmerson Mnangagwa has been extremely cautious about maintaining his grip on power. Like many coup leaders, Mnangagwa understands the threat of retaliation, which is why his security detail is one of the most rigorous in Africa. Mnangagwa's motorcade is highly fortified, featuring 50 bodyguards who are armed with concealed automatic weapons. His armored vehicle is equipped with bulletproof glass and explosive-resistant plating, ensuring that he is protected from both small arms fire and larger explosive devices. Mnangagwa's security team is trained in counter-ambush tactics, ensuring that any threat is neutralized before it can reach the president. In addition to his physical protection, Mnangagwa has established a vast intelligence network that monitors political movements across the country. His presidential residence in Harare is fortified with advanced surveillance technology and multiple layers of armed security, making it nearly impossible for any unauthorized individuals to approach the compound. His security detail also includes cybersecurity experts who work to protect Mnangagwa from digital threats, including hacking attempts by foreign actors. Mnangagwa's security strategy is not limited to defensive measures. He actively uses psychological warfare tactics to deter potential adversaries. By maintaining an intelligence-driven campaign that highlights the swift neutralization of any perceived threats, Mnangagwa creates an atmosphere where dissent is discouraged. His military alliances ensure that any coup attempts are swiftly identified and crushed, with loyalists placed in key positions within the military, police, and intelligence services. Number 3. Paul Kagame. Paul Kagame, who has been the president of Rwanda since 2000, is one of Africa's most respected and heavily protected leaders. Kagame's rise to power came in the wake of the Rwandan genocide, where over 800,000 people were killed. His government's efforts to rebuild Rwanda have made him a key figure not only in East Africa, but also on the global stage. However, Kagame's leadership style and past as a former rebel leader have made him both admired and a target for enemies, both within and outside of Rwanda. Kagame's presidential guard, known as the Republican Guard, is composed of the most elite soldiers in Rwanda. These soldiers are carefully selected from the country's best-trained military personnel, many of whom served with Kagame during the Rwandan Civil War. The Republican Guard is highly trained in guerrilla warfare, counterinsurgency, and urban combat, making them a formidable force capable of protecting Kagame from any potential threats. The Guard's loyalty is unquestioned, ensuring that Kagame's inner circle remains impenetrable. Kagame's motorcade consists of 12 armored vehicles, and his vehicle, an armored Range Rover Sentinel, is designed to withstand even the most severe attacks, including explosions, gunfire, and chemical attacks. His convoy includes armored personnel carriers APCs that are used to transport additional security forces, along with jamming technology to block the use of remote-controlled explosive devices. The convoy is supported by snipers positioned along the travel route, providing additional protection from any potential attacks. His residence, located in Kigali, is one of the most secure buildings in East Africa. The presidential palace is fortified with multiple layers of security, including armed guards, surveillance drones, and biometric access controls. The residence is also equipped with underground bunkers and panic rooms to protect Kagame in case of an emergency or assassination attempt. Kagame's security is also bolstered by an extensive intelligence network that monitors political activities both inside and outside of Rwanda. His government keeps close tabs on potential dissidents, ensuring that any threats are neutralized before they can gain momentum. Kagame's security apparatus is known for its preemptive approach, often quelling potential threats before they fully emerge. Additionally, Kagame places a strong emphasis on cybersecurity, knowing that modern warfare can often take place in cyberspace. His cybersecurity team is tasked with monitoring and protecting Rwanda's digital infrastructure, including Kagame's communications. Given the high-stakes nature of international politics and Kagame's role as a major figure in African diplomacy, his security team is constantly on high alert for any digital espionage or hacking attempts. Kagame's international travels are planned with military precision, with advanced security teams conducting thorough security sweeps of any location he visits. When attending global summits or diplomatic meetings, Kagame's international security detail is reinforced by local intelligence agencies, and foreign security consultants are often hired to ensure that Kagame is protected from any potential threats. Number 2. Alassane Ouattara. Since taking power in 2011 after a turbulent election and civil conflict, Alassane Ouattara has fortified his position as the president of Ivory Coast. Ouattara's rise to power was backed by France, and this international connection plays a role in his heavily fortified security apparatus, which is influenced by both Ivorian and foreign military standards. With a history of civil unrest and political instability, Ouattara is constantly on guard, and his security measures reflect this high level of caution. Ouattara's motorcade is a grand operation, consisting of up to 20 vehicles, including Humvees, armored buses, and military jeeps. His vehicle, a custom-built Mercedes-Benz, is outfitted with explosion-resistant undercarriage, bulletproof windows, and multiple engines to ensure it can quickly escape any potential attack. His motorcade also includes barricade-busting SUVs designed to clear a path in case of an ambush. Number 1. Paul Biya. At the top of our list is Paul Biya, the president of Cameroon, who has been in power for over 40 years, making him one of the world's longest-serving leaders. Over the years, Biya has survived multiple coup attempts and assassination plots, making him one of the most heavily protected leaders not just in Africa, but globally. His presidential guard, known as the Bataillon d'Intervention Rapide BIR, is one of the most elite military units in Africa. Biya's security apparatus is designed to be impenetrable. His presidential palace, known as Unity Palace, is a fortified compound with military-grade defenses. The palace is surrounded by armed soldiers, surveillance drones, and motion detection sensors. Within the palace, there are underground bunkers and secure rooms where Biya can retreat in case of an attack. His personal protection unit is composed of special forces operatives trained in counter-terrorism and urban combat. These operatives are equipped with advanced weaponry and have access to helicopter support in case of emergency evacuations. Biya's personal security detail is one of the most well-trained in Africa, comprising soldiers from Cameroon's elite forces who have undergone training in advanced combat tactics, hostage rescue, and counterinsurgency operations. His security forces are equipped with cutting-edge technology, including drones for surveillance and biometric security systems for access control. Do you think these leaders are protected enough? Who do they face the threat from? Let us know in the comment section. Why thinking about locals comes at the cost of facing threats? Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If so, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it. We have decided to bring videos on something nobody talks about: the Black culture, civilization, history, and evidence about how glorious Blacks have been. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned.